Hello everybody, Tristan here, and today we are back with Raven's Level 7 upgrade. And I'm also back with my handy cam because, well, the GoPro looked really nice, the audio quality was nice, it's just I could not get it to focus with items that were close to it. Which, it kind of is hard when, I'm trying to do stuff like this. That and I don't have many batteries for it. So while I'm recording, it kind of makes it hard to do the videos, just because, well, I have to stop at one point, let it recharge, depending on how charged it was before, and it was just a pain. So I'm just going to just stick with this camera, at least until I learn the camera more. So, but for this upgrade, guys, I'm starting to ramble. For this upgrade, I'm going to be doing the RPM caster blocks. I don't need to say anything for RPM. You guys all have heard me talk about it, and well, there's just nothing to say. So, I'm going to install these real quick so I can continue on with my other upgrades I plan for her. So like any other RPM part, you're going to find the caster blocks, which are actually connected to the part tree, which you can just break apart. You're going to find some RPM stickers, as well as a little strip of paper that tells you who packaged it. To swap out the caster blocks, it's very simple, very easy, but first we're going to need to remove both front tires, and each of them are going to be held on with a single 7mm nut. With the tire off, we can easily get to the caster block, and that caster block is going to be held on in place with 3 screws. There's going to be one on the end of the A-arm, there's going to be one at the very bottom of the caster block, as well as there's going to be a single shoulder screw holding on the camber link at the top of the caster block. Now that we have the 3 screws removed, the caster block should come freely. Now we can compare it from the old to the new. So they've done a few changes. They've gotten rid of the little material up here at this top left corner of the caster block, and the top right if you're looking at the left one. They've beefed up some of the plastic down here by the holes for the kingpins. It's the same for the very bottom, but they've really haven't beefed it up all that much. I'm kind of surprised, but then again, the parts down here in the corner suspension aren't all that, they don't have much room for adding and getting rid of material. So unless you kind of do like the 4x4 and they kind of go past the A-arms, which wouldn't look too bad. I wonder if someone's ever done that for a Slash 2-wheel or a Stampede. Might have to look into that, but yeah. So overall, they really didn't do too much to these. They have actually removed even more material up here at this top ridge. So at least, you know what, guys, RPM caster blocks are probably the best way to go, regardless of how much material they've added or removed. The stock Traxxas plastic is way too brittle, and even aluminum with this in its size just bends way too easily. So your best bet would be the RPM caster blocks. If you have the steering block aluminum, doesn't matter. Your best bet is to go with the RPM. If you go all aluminum on these parts, if you get in a collision and bend the aluminum version of this, then you're putting strain on your servos, because it's going to start pinching the steering block, and that's just not good. So without me going on any further, let's get the new ones installed. They're going to go right in the same way that you took them out. You're going to want to put a single kingpin through this end of the A-arm, followed by our steering block, which slides perfectly right into place. And there's going to be a hole at the very bottom that you're going to screw into. And when you have those two in place, you're going to want to take your camber link, slide it right on over the top of the caster block, and screw down that one shoulder screw that holds it into place. Now all that's left to do is to take one of our tires, slide it on to the spindle, and screw down the single 7mm nut that holds it on. Here is before, and here's after, guys. Check them out. I gotta say, they are looking fine. Now I've said this before in the earlier part of this video, but yes, these probably one of the best upgrades that you can do for your suspension, aside from RPM A-arms or big bore shocks or shock towers. Probably one of the best parts in my honest opinion. Aluminums, like I said, they bend way too easily, and the Traxxas stock ones, they are just way too brittle. So this is probably the best in between that I know of at this moment. I don't know. I've never the Proline ones that are for the ProTrack suspension kit. I'm not sure on how well those perform. I had the Proline suspension kit for some time, but I didn't really bash with it. I raced with it. So, and I never really broke anything, but then again, I don't like to crash when I'm running that thing, so I can't really tell you on how well those sit up. But yeah, as far as I know, these are probably one of the best. Unless someone sells a really, really thick caster block, then those might actually be better. But I don't know. I've never seen them before. It'd be actually kind of cool having one that goes as far out as past the front of the A-arm, kind of like how the Slash 4x4s do. That would be cool. That would probably be one of the best ones out there that I would have seen. But I've not seen anything like that. So these are probably one of the best upgrades you can get. With that said, guys, I'll catch you all later, and this has been Raven's Level 7 upgrade.